Okay, so I apologize for that. It was weird. Like, I accidentally hit my mic and it reset everything on my mic, all my filters and everything. Like, wait, what just happened? So I did a scuff test of it. Everything sounds fine. Let me just bring myself down to a good level. But yeah, like that was very strange. Like, so if I sound like shit right now, it's just like I have no idea what happened. I accidentally hit this and it caused everything to reset. So like I was trying to do before we got fucked up, I was reading this section right here. So just give me 1 second to actually do this. That's so weird. Very, very weird. Oh well. Okay, so Battler's repeated denial of witches and refusal to accept fantastical truths mirrors real world psychological defenses like denial, repression, dissociation that people use to cope with betrayal trauma. Betrayal trauma occurs when someone we trust causes harm or abandonment, shattering our sense of safety and forces to suppress. Shattering our sense of safety and forces the brain to suppress or avoid overwhelming emotions to survive. Okay. A skeptical facade is not a triumph of reason, but a wall built by his brain to keep unbearable memories and feelings locked away. This results in emotional withdrawal and cognitive dissonance. Okay, that's not bad. Again, I apologize. I have no idea what happened. Accidentally hit this. Everything resets. Filters got fucked up. So I'm like, oh, all right. So I'll do like a very scuffed test, but I think everything sounds good. Later on, tomorrow, I'll fine tune everything again. Okay, so going over that. All right. So, in a way, this explains. I'm doing another weird take. It's a battle with himself, in a sense. Okay. Butler's repeated denial of witches and refusal to accept fantastical truths mirrors real-world psychological defense mechanisms like a denial, repression, and dissociation that people use to cope with betrayal trauma. Betrayal trauma occurs when someone we trust causes harm or abandonment, shattering our sense of safety and forces the brain to suppress or avoid overwhelming emotions to survive. His skeptical facade is not triumph of reason, but a wall built by his brain to keep unbearable memories and feelings locked away. This results in emotional withdrawal and cognitive dissonance. This explains why Battler's battle isn't against witches or riddles, but against his own mind's attempts to protect him from emotional devastation. Okay, that's gonna be funny to actually go with, but I think that'll work. Okay, so that should be fine. I'm just gonna put this down a little tiny bit more because I see myself clipping a little bit, but I think around this area we're fine. Again, that's so weird. Like, I don't know why OBS just reset everything. I'm like, oh wait, why is everything red? And I looked at my filters, like everything got deleted. I'm like, whoa, okay, no noise gate, no noise suppression, no nothing. Well, either way, no one's complained about my audio since I've been back at home, so I'll be taking this back with me, even though it's a condenser mic. So, oh well, I guess we're going from XLR back to condenser. I think that's good for section 2. So, because I had to cut into time, I can do another section, then we'll wrap it up for tonight. Again, it's like almost like 90 degrees in here right now. I'm starting to really sweat. So since we talked about betrayal, trauma, and defense mechanisms, how about let's talk about emotional conflict? There's a lot of emotional conflict in Umineko. We can do emotional conflict now. Yeah, emotional conflict sounds good. Okay. Again, thank you for whoever requested Umineko stuff. I was gonna do it eventually. I was just doing other stuff at the time, and I was like, oh, all right, I might as well just do this now. It's always good going back to Umineko. It's a very complex series. Section 3. So fragmented memory and emotional conflict. We'll go with that. And again, I apologize for cutting the other stream short. I have no idea what happened with this. Wait, what the fuck? It still seems like I'm clipping a little bit, so I'll bring this down a tad little bit. That should be a good area. Yeah, 4 decibels should be good. If anything, I'll just fine tune it. But as long as my voice is in the -20 to -12 area, I think we should be good. Okay, that seems like it's fine. All right. I'll fix this later. All right. Okay, so fragmented memory and emotional conflict. So we talked about, I can take a little bit from the Vera's video and put it into this. Okay, yeah, we can do that. So trauma, in a sense. So trauma fractures memory. So weird. So it seems like the storm is starting to act up. Okay, so we'll wrap it up after here because I'm starting to have a little issues on my end. Again, I apologize. It's weird, but I think we should be good to finish this last section up. Because we had a big severe thunderstorm earlier, so things are, I'm pretty sure ISP is gonna be being wonky for a bit. So I'll wrap this up pretty shortly. We'll go back tomorrow where everything's fine and dandy. So trauma fractures memory, causes the brain to try and repress painful experiences. Fragmented recollections. Oh my, oh my. Oh my. Yikes. Trauma fractures memory. Trauma fractures memory, causes the brain to try and repress painful experiences and create fragmented recollections that are difficult to integrate consciously. So, I got a very interesting thing I can actually talk about right now because of that. Let me read this again. So, trauma fractures memory, causing the brain to try to and repress painful experiences and create fragments of recollections that are difficult to integrate consciously. Oh, okay, we can do something. We can do a funny real quick. We can definitely do a funny. I don't know what's gonna come of this, but we can do something. So, battlers, endless cycle of game boards, and confrontations. Yeah, this can definitely work. Confrontations can be understood. Oh, okay. Can be understood. Can be understood. I can word this right. Atlas and the cycles of game boards and confrontations can be understood as symbolic attempts. Symbolic attempts to by his mind. His mind. Together. I gotta be really careful with this. My desk doesn't really have provisions for a boom arm, so it kind of sucks. And the stand that this came with is actually stupidly low, so I can't really use it. It's a good mic. I've had it for years, and it's never failed me. Okay. Adler's endless cycle of game boards and confrontations can be understood as symbolic attempts by his mind to piece together a shattered emotional reality. Okay. Reconcile. Okay, emotional truths. If I can fucking spell. No, inner truths. Okie dokie. All right. Okay. That's gonna be interesting to go about this. It's like a coping. It's like coping at the end of the day. Holy shit! Yeah, this is gonna be funny to actually. This is gonna be very funny to do. It always involves the brain somehow. $10. All right, I'll finish this last section, then I'll wrap it up. But again, I apologize for earlier. I don't know why it just died. The whole mic just died, and for some weird reason, I hit it by mistake and just reset all my settings. I'm like, oh, okay, everything's cooked again. Okay, so what we can do is logic driven denial. It's cognitive dissonance again. Internal dissonance. It's, yeah, it's the same shit. Which is a mental discomfort in a way. Yes, it's also a mental discomfort. Mental discomfort. which comes from opposing beliefs between himself and the witches. Yeah, because you can tell from a mile away, like, Beatrice's logic just, like, baffles him at times, and it's like, there's a lot of emotional and mental, like, there's an emotional and mental, like, breakdown at times, so, yeah. Because it's his logical worldview versus hers. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so discomfort that arises. Again, don't mind me, I just think aloud. It just helps me, like, put things together. Holding using beliefs. So his natural rejection, the natural rejection of witches, natural rejection of witches, which is clashing with unconscious recognition. Yeah, this is a funny angle we're going with right now. I can definitely get this to work, but I just gotta, once we write the script, we'll have more time to actually flush things out. Because again, this is just an outline. We can be bold with outlines. All right, but these defense mechanisms can break eventually. Which I cannot spell right now. Think Angie. Think what happened to Angie when Angie was dying right in front of him. Yeah, pain. I'm whiffing commas right now. Oh my god. I'm actually whiffing commas. Alright, so let's save this and actually read this. So as mentioned, tomorrow when I get up, I'll be up early so I can actually get some work done. I'll be doing this again, and I'll be doing the horror one. And we'll see if it's hot or not, and we'll go from there. So trauma fractures memory, causing the brain to try and repress painful experiences and create fragmented recollections that are difficult to integrate consciously. Battler's endless cycle of game boards and confrontations are wait, hold on, no, I can, it's supposed to be and, sorry. I gotta reword this whole entire sentence. Alright. Battler's endless cycle of game boards and confrontations can be understood as symbolic attempts by his mind to piece together a shattered emotional reality and reconcile conflicting inner truths. Battler's endless cycle of game boards and confrontations can be understood as symbolic attempts by his mind to piece together a shattered emotional reality. And reconcile conflicting inner truths. Okay, I like that. His logic-driven denial produces cognitive dissonance and a mental discomfort that arises from holding opposing beliefs, the natural rejection of which is clashing with unconscious recognition of buried emotional truths. Okay, that's good. Let me just read that one more time. His logic-driven denial produces cognitive dissonance, a mental discomfort that arises from opposing beliefs, the natural rejection of which is clashing with unconscious recognition of buried emotional truths. Okay, that sounds good. So eventually these defense mechanisms break down, but the mind with suppressed feelings, forcing him to confront his pain, guilt, and love all at once. Okay, so I think that's good. All right, so I like the way that sounds. So we did, like I said, I apologize for what happened earlier. I don't know what happened when I hit this, but it caused all my settings to just reset, so I had to redo my settings for like 5 minutes. But I think we did good. We got another 30 minutes of work done. I can't really do much more because it's actually getting really hot in here. So tomorrow I'll be up early. We'll do this again. We'll do horror again, and on the side I'll work on Golden Sun. So good shit, and I'll see people tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye bye.